Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. How's it going, everybody? Thanks. I'm doing well too. Yeah. Welcome one, and welcome all. Hope you're having a great day. We're gonna keep playing the build contest winner from last week because I had a ton of fun with it. So we're just gonna keep rolling, even if I'm terrible with it. I think we were up here, Age of Winter. Maybe, was it? If this is your first time here, welcome. Glad to have you. Please put at Last Epoch game in a question in chat if you'd like me to see it and answer it. Yeah, there we go. We can do this. We can do this. Also, we always stream for charity. Boom, right above my head. That's who we're streaming for this month. Next month, it'll be someone new. Oh, let's remember what this build does. Oh yeah, fun stuff. I love starting off an arena. Get the legs under you. Yes. Yes. Alright, now I do see a question there in chat that I will answer momentarily. Have you guys ever thought about doing something similar to Path of Exile's build of the week, where they show off some cool and unorthodox builds from the community? I think it would be a pretty cool thing to start doing post-launch, since personally I love the PoE ones. Yeah, that's something we've looked into. I mean, this is like what I'm doing right now is kind of it's kind of a little bit in that direction already. So yeah. I do love getting that antipode. I don't know which one it's called. It's crit chance. And that one. I shouldn't cast it empty. Because it has that cooldown. Let's go. Easy peasy.
I am not a man of many pockets.
Love that line. You know what? Actually, we're gonna just dump some stuff. There's some. We had some stuff we were playing. There's our first one. Yeah, our one for that we started with. We were going to try and get better gloves, weren't we? Okay, let's keep these gloves on us. And we were looking at a ring too. It's probably that ring right there. It's a decent one too. There's some forging potential there, literally. Health regen, no. Endurance and endurance threshold, that's nice. Let's try and seal this. Nice. Let's get a discovery in there. Fizz res. I mean, the stuff that we have already is already better, but like. Right back to health regen. The one we started with, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. You're early. Hello, Aaron. Welcome. Glad to have you here early today. That's my thing I'm shooting. That's antipode of the Runeslinger. This is one I like a lot. That's Cold Lightning Fire. Cold Lightning Fire. Remember that. Will it ever be where when you port to town in a monolith that you don't have to restart it? There's sometimes I need a quick 1 minute ask, but if I do a monolith, I'm dead. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if you TP out of an echo, if you TP out of an echo, that echo has to be like that process has to be like a sorry, too bad, so sad for that echo. Like the rewards and all that sort of stuff have to go. We can't do it where that persists. Sorry, like I don't know how to explain this. Where you can't read that map. Where you keep the potential of a full success in that echo. Like I guess my advice is like if it's an echo that you absolutely need the reward for, make sure you have 10 minutes before entering it, just in case. I don't think that's an unreasonably long time to be like. If you really can't risk losing that reward, which none of them are so crazy high that I think there's ever a situation where like you really can't risk it at all. But if that's the case, like, and you're not sure, try one that maybe has a less important reward. AFK not ask. Yeah, okay, I figured that. No question, but I just want to say I started playing the game after 10 years of PoE and 15 years of Diablo. Are you me? And for a pre-release game, this is a great piece of work. Can't wait to spend hours on this. Thank you. Glad you're having fun. Because that's the best part. Right, we're looking for here's what we're doing. We're on the hunt. I remember what was happening last time. I've caught back up to myself, and oh my god, I'm an idiot somehow. We're trying to go this way, and I keep failing. Do I detour and go for up here? Sure, let's detour. What was I saying? I hope you're having fun. I am, which is great. Yeah, that wasn't really much of a question there, was there? Yeah, cool. Mike should shout out Aaron for being a D4 scrub. It's true. I really should. Oh my god, that was sad. Don't worry, I'm taking this seriously. So hard trying. Here we go. Hard try. That's the term, right? All right. You hinted that we might get a nice and shiny CG cinematic trailer quite a few dev streams ago, where you showed a screenshot from it. How is that going, and can you share more info about it? I haven't. So that day that I shared that, I managed to see there were 3 screenshots I saw. I think I showed you guys 2 of them, from like an early version of it, and the other one just wasn't very exciting. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna show 2. And oh, my machine beside me just blue screened, and since then I've seen literally nothing about it. As far as I know, it is still moving along nicely in production, possibly even finished. But it will be something that'll come more with the launch of 1.0, not as a pre 1.0 thing. I think so. It might be like a week before or something. That was close. Ooh, 2 LP colors. Ooh. You want to tease, little tease? I saw a big pull request for balance changes yesterday that I reviewed. Lots of stuff on it, all sorts of categories, and I will tell you nothing about what the details are. Sorry. That guy's death animation. That was a twin death animation for Golem. Something's disconnected there. Lizard. Nice. All right. Yeah, there's still gonna be a trailer. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Heard a rumor Warlock will be void focused. Can you confirm this rumor or make it happen? Thank you. We'll do neither. Silk 14. That's how numbers work. When you put 1 and then another number, it makes a new number. Yeah. Thank you for the sub. Glad to have you with us. Hope you're having fun. Maybe laughing at my let's call it, yeah, it's incompetence. You can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? Hi, hope you're doing well. Are you guys planning to make 1.0 visualization on all unique items? A lot of items right now have generic 3D models and not look as on the picture. If not in 1.0, then any plans to make it happen? We are so right now. If you're unaware, the weapon and offhand slots for I think all items are actually representative of the 2D art, and then any unique item that like sits on your helmet that's like a it uses the base helmet's model. So if there was a unique celestial helm, it would look the exact same as this item that I'm wearing now in the 3D model in game, and the 2D model or the 2D art would look different there. We do really want to make all of it match. It will not all match at 1.0. It is still the same expectation for 1.0 that we've been saying for a very long time now, in that the all of the main and offhand items will be properly representative of 2D art to 3D art, but the other slots will not for unique items. I do not know. I don't have any sort of timeline on when something like that would be implemented, other than not by 1.0. Yeah. Sorry. All right, I failed this one the first like 8 times. So good. Hey Mike, will there be a fresh start cycle with 1.0? I really hope there's one. Yes. Elemental damage, increase health. Yeah, let's do this just because I'm feeling like I'm taking down a fair bit. Tryharding, yes, I know the term. I was making a joke. Is there any development being done on the responsiveness when clicking in a town portal? For example, the time it takes when clicking the portal to see the load screen. Nothing specific. No, there is work being done for transition times in general. It's the same. The town portal is the same. The same thing's happening when you go into a town portal as when you go into a scene transition. So there's work being done on that transitioning in general, but it's not specifically town portal related. You may notice that when you're in a monolith and you portal out of a monolith, like if I were to take that portal right now, it would be instantaneous. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because that's the blue portal. The green portal, when the monolith finishes, and you have your like leave the monolith, open portal button shows up, and you use that one. That one's like you can click on it and you're portaled out before the portal even is like visible on screen. And that's because the scene you're going to it's actually the green portal. So when you don't have a MTX on it, the green portal is taking you to another location in the same zone you're already in. It's not actually changing the zone you're in. But a town portal and or scene transition, like the blue wispy glowy things, those are taking you to an entirely new scene. And what that means is it's actually taking you to a new server. And so you're like the delay before the loading screen shows up is the game being like, are we 100% sure there's somewhere to go? Like, let's make sure there's somewhere to go first, and we're gonna be good to get there. So you don't just get stuck in a loading scene. This portal. So yeah. So okay, here. Like you didn't even see the portal show up, and you're just there because all it's doing is this island is here, and the world that we just were in is off to the right, really far. It's that way. It's off that way a bunch, but it's in the same zone. And then when you click here and you're like, okay, well, like let's start a new one. This loading echo, what it's doing is it's deleting all those things that are off to the right, and it's putting new stuff off to the right, and then it's moving you over the location. There's no loading screen in between because once it's finished loading, it just physically moves you. It's the same as like casting teleport. It actually is the same as casting teleport. Alright, will the purchasable / equipable pets in-game ever be able to go around and pick up gold for you? We don't plan for it to be able to. However, it's not completely off the table, and if it does, there will be... This is the key point with this, is that if we ever did that, there would be completely... You would start with... Okay, one or two things that would happen. You'd either A, just start with a pet, like in here there would just be like everyone would have a base pet no matter what that everyone gets, and it would just be there like a little something that followed you around, so that no matter what, if there was any mechanical advantage to having one of these purchasable pets, every single player would start with the ability to use that. So there'd be no way you could pay $5 and get an advantage over someone that didn't pay that extra $5, or the pet, or there'd be like some other point in the game where you like unlock it via a story method, and in that instance we would also make the player equipable pets, the purchasable equipable pets, either not have a mechanical use until that point or not be equipable until that point. Personally, I prefer the first option, just give everyone a free pet. I think it's the easiest and funnest and coolest, which is usually what we go for in a situation like that. But if there's so many ifs and ifs and ifs and ifs and ifs, so it's like it's hard to give an exact answer. So right now, no, it's not happening. But if it were to happen, those are the things we would do to make sure that there was no unfair advantage for people who had paid the extra $5. Oh yeah, if you do have a question, please put at Last Epoch Game in the question so it pops out at me and I see it. I think there's been a couple that may have missed it. I'll try and answer them. But if I skipped your question, I apologize, and please feel free to re-ask it. I am still a little bit behind. Are there any plans to make builds more diverse, I think? Like make Ballista, use Detonate, or Cinder? So I'm not going to speak specifically to those suggestions, or like examples, but I mean, yeah, we're frequently looking for new ways to add new things to builds and some new options and things like that. Sometimes that comes in the form of like adding a new skill node to things. Sometimes that comes in the form of, usually for a well-established and nicely functioning and fun ability. Not suggesting Ballista is that right now because it's severely underpowered and the tree needs some work. But often that'll come in the form of a new item. So like we release new unique items all the time, and if we want to tack something on to a skill, we'll frequently do it with a new item. Whoa! That was close. All right, we survived. Wonderful! I love surviving. It's my favorite. That's a lot of endurance threshold. Yay! Give me those runes. Yeah. Hey, I was wondering if Last Epoch has uber rare items for the game similar to Mirror of Kalandra in Path of Exile. Thanks in advance. Yes, there are extremely rare items in the game. Yes, there's sort of like base versions of items, and then like there's things that can happen to make them rarer or more rare. So every unique item, here's some gloves that I've got. The good gloves, they can be found with anywhere from 1 to 4 legendary potential on them. Here's the same gloves with 1 legendary potential. Here's a scepter with 2 legendary potential on it. Typically the lower level an item is, the higher chance it has to have legendary potential. You combine legendary potential unique items with exalted items, the purple ones, of the same base type. So for example, this ring that has 1 legendary potential and this exalted ring can be combined together, and one of the stats from this ring will get moved onto this ring here, similar to how there are 2 pink stats at the top of this one. And you can see, so these 2 stats have been pulled off of another wand and brought onto this unique, because it had 2 legendary potential and it's now a legendary item that has those items. So yeah, so unique items with high legendary potential and a low chance to get legendary potential, at extreme cases, are dramatically more rare than Mirror. Dramatically more rare than Mirror. And that's mostly a balancing situation. So there are some items that are not designed to be found at 4 legendary potential, because they're already good as 0 legendary potential items. And so like an extremely rare version of that is attainable would be like a 1 LP high level item is a really big find. Sometimes a 2 LP unique item can be don't die, Mike, a like so unbelievably rare, it's crazy find. And then on top of that, there are just exalted items. Oh, don't die! What is killing me? Yep. Alright, I should not have alt-tabbed there. Can I blame you for that one? Even though it's not your fault at all. Exalted items are... so normally an item can have 4 affixes. Those affixes range from tier 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Then exalted items can drop that have tier 6 and T7 affixes. You can see this one has a T6 melee cold damage affix on it. T7's even higher. They can have all 4 T7 affixes. It's possible. The rarity of which is way above mirror rare. So yes, there are extremely rare items in the game. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna tidy this up first. non-exiled mage enemies, and then we're gonna pop that bad boy open and do that fight because I do want that. Such a nice little combo. Such a nice little combo. All right. Yeah, big zap. Yeah! Oh, that was timed perfectly. I saw the three ice creams show up ready to see portal onto me, and I'm like, all right, let go. This is perfect. All right. All right. What would you recommend for a first build to a new player? I would recommend you describing to yourself or to someone else what type of character you would like to play, given any opportunities, and then look for something that matches that as an option, and just roll with it. Just pick anything and see if you can make it happen. Because worst case scenario, you've just got to respec. And as long as the general theming you've picked is what you want, there'll be some good build available for you. If you'd like to get a more specific answer, post again and tell me what type of character you'd like to play in this sort of game, and I'll give you an example of a good option that fits the bill. Alright, alright, alright. Looks like there was a ping for something that was deleted, I think. I'm just going to ignore that and move on. What are the plans of trading in Last Epoch? Type ! trade and it'll tell you. It's going to be about the thing I'm about to talk about right now. How's the faction system, if at all, going to work in offline mode? It will. And more generally, will you devote development time to both modes separately, or is it going to be combined? A bit worried patches related to one mode might cause bugs in the other, as it kind of does now. Do you mean like online and offline mode? Online and offline mode are developed simultaneously and get patches simultaneously. It's the same client. They are not separated, so releasing an update to one without releasing the update to the other would be incredibly difficult. I don't know how you do that. I really like. So I've been playing a bunch of Rune Master without the order of Runebolt reversed, and love those. Love those builds. Fantastic. And just like having a chance to play with it in the reversed method, it feels so. I don't know. It's different. It's new. It's interesting. There's just like a whole other second side of it that it's kind of like emerging. It's really, I like it. Offline factions, all that sort of stuff. Yes. So, yeah, at the very least, you'll be able to use Circle of Fortune completely. I think there's a little bit of internal debate going on of if you should even be able to take Merchant's Guild in offline mode or in solo mode. But regardless, if hypothetically you are able to take those in those modes, you wouldn't be able to do anything with them. They'd just be like a extra hard mode or something. Alright, on the note of teleport, it seems like the camera slightly lags behind when you do teleport. Is this because of the smooth cam feature you guys have, since it would be nice Turn it off if so. The camera movement for teleport is for movement skills like that in general is done specifically for those situations, and I will not be adding an assistant to turn it off. It looks worse, I promise. Did you start looking into quality of life options for blessing system, or is that post 1.0 thing? So I will push back a little. People are probably sick and tired of me pushing back on this. What you're asking for, I assume, the answer is yes, we're gonna do it. It's not a quality of life system change. It's not a quality of life change. It's a systems change. A quality of life change would be if these didn't tell you what they're rolled and you had to like physically go to the location to go find out what they're rolled, and if we then added the find out what they're rolled in this menu here, that would be a quality of life change. The general change that's asked for with a system like this, and what we're doing, is that you'll be able to basically every blessing that you've discovered down here will become a instead of just telling you what the ranges are, it'll be a specific blessing of that type and amount, and you'll be able to click it and assign it and like equip these like items into these slots. Actually, it'll just be the slot for these ones because it's specific blessings for specific timelines. These are each for your timeline. But yeah, so you'd be able to just like drag these up, and they'd be like, there you go. You can equip the ones you've unlocked before, which is a system change, and it is something we are doing. Not a quality block change. Can you explain how you plan to fix party play? No, I can't because I'm not smart enough. Alright. May I have a free copy of this game so I can say D4 bad? I don't have anything to give away right now, unfortunately. I think it's today. Ooh, I'm gonna feel like an idiot if it's not today. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's today. And there's something happening after the stream where someone's gonna be giving away some copies. So if you go to that stream, you stick around after the stream, and we'll be going over there. I think they have some copies to give away, so you might be able to. Thank you very much, in Fractus 1, 3 months in a resub. Oh, that is just wonderful. That is just fantastic. Thanks for having me in your life. I'm gonna read the thing Kane killed me with earlier now. Okay, cool. Thank you, Kane. Can you explain? Oh, I already answered that. No, I can't. Are you guys going to look at one-shot cash items again to make them worth using? Well, I mean, so the I don't have any specific details on balance changes. I think that the one-shot caches are very, very useful in specific situations, which is what they're designed for. They're not really designed to be generically useful. I think there was some talk about adding in a few of them that were a little bit more generically useful, but still not like just like they're not designed as like a super chest. They're designed as a specific chest. I assume we were talking about by the language of one-shot caches. I assume we were talking about the ones that are in the campaign specifically here, not the ones that are in the monolith. Mike, why when I am in the bear form, the monster's still screaming, die human? How are they to know I'm a human? They're really, really perceptive. Yeah, they're like, they every single one of them, for whatever reason, just rolls like a nat 20 on their, like, intuition checks. I don't know, I'm sorry. That's one of those, like, alright, we've been going for 8 years, and we gotta find some cool stuff to real bring up the immersion level. Just that little bit of extra amount. What's left to do type of thing, I think. Variable enemy voice lines based on your transform state. I do think it'd be really cool, though. Like, oh my god, what the heck is that thing? Swarmblade form shows. Ah, it's hideous. Oh, something went down the wrong pipe. Nice. Nothing was coming to me. All right. What's causing your life to drain, but your ward to increase without taking damage? My boots! My lovely, lovely boots. Last Steps of the Living. 2 LP versions. So nice. Thank you to the person who made this build for me. And I hope it's okay that I took the literal character from you. Alright. Hope you are doing great today. I am doing great today, thank you. Oh, we also had Cursed Boy has rated us. Come on in, take a seat, pull up a log, and hang out around the campfire. Poke some coals. Hope you're doing great today. I am. Will the new lighting and weather systems be used to create more variety in monoliths? Are they general tools to be used during the campaign? Both. It's gonna be an everywhere thing. And it won't be just like, suddenly it's everywhere, immediately on the first day we've added it to the system tools. No, it's the sort of thing that the level designers now have another tool they're using to create levels. There was a video that someone made internally of like the character like walking along a path, like down a path, meandering down a path, and like the all the settings are changing as they're going, like really heavily changing. It's like a whole new biome that shows up all of a sudden, and I'm like, oh my god, is that happening in real time? It tricked me. It completely got me. I thought it was happening in real time. I'm like, this is so amazing, and no, it's just like 8 videos stitched together. Still, apparently it's really easy to change, just not in real time. Hey Mike, can we have a search engine in the Echo screen? You know, sometimes you desperately need money, so you're looking for this specific reward among the Echoes. We have talked about this before in the past. We haven't talked about it in a while, but it is intentionally not there. So I don't want to try and get your hopes up on it being added, because it is something we have discussed and not added before. But it's been a while since then, so who knows? Also, just for the record, I won't remember to talk about it from this conversation we're having now. So if you do want us to talk about it, please put a suggestion on our forums or the Discord section. Suggestion section on our Discord. Hi, Mike. Can we... Oh, it's the same thing. Hello, Mike. With the last hotfix dropped, can we expect other small changes that maybe would come only on 1.0 to come early in other hotfixes? So the like hotfixes generally are fixing like important problems that need to fix now, not looking to like add in little features that need to be added in or something like that. So it's, I would say there's a possibility of more hotfixes to come, but it's more about I wouldn't expect to see specific features added onto there at all. It's mostly just bug fixing, if there's going to be any more. Master Sword 1291. Oh, it's a big one. Has reset for 30 months in a row. Ellie's the greatest RPG. Let's go. Thank you very much. That's big numbers. That's a big 3-0. Have we seen any of those yet? I think that might be the first one. If it's not the first one, it's one of the first ones. Which is very cool. We're like rounding 3 years now. We're still ways over to what, 2.5 years now? That's super cool. That's got to be right from the beginning of us doing these streams. Well, like, not like from like the 2nd or 3rd month or something when we actually got the ability to do subs. Very cool. Much appreciated. Oh, little relic action. What do we got? Oh, I love Weaver's Will ones. Don't think we'll equip it, probably. This one's real nice. The +2 Flame Ward's huge. This one, all Mage Seals, is nice, though. There's an Exalted Wand. Yeah. Antipode, do you want to just take care of this for me? Clean it up a little bit? You know, just... Thanks, buddy. Alright, have you guys considered making the quality of idols... of idle stats more easy to assert, good roll versus bad roll, by attributing them tiers based on how good the roll is, so we don't have to make math to see the other how close or far from the average roll. Instead, we just search for 2, 4, 2, 5, for example. Oh no, it's real time. I don't know what that was for. Sorry, game. The rolls for idols. I think we have talked a lot about idols and what they're going to look like going forward. 1.0 idols will look like what idols look like now. We are looking to... this is a little sketch. We do really want idols to have a place to grow into, a space that they can get a little bit more feature heavy than they are now, and a few more options than they have now, and a little bit more control over them by the player. But that's the sort of thing that we are reserving specifically for a post 1.0 plus 8 all actions. I love the polymath stuff. But it's going to be a little bit before any of that happens, I think. Don't trip at the finish line, Mike. The combo that we've got going on of just like Dominion, wall, and then just the dash, just a quick tap on the dash and the big explosion that happens. Perfect. Perfect. That Glyph of Despair back that we somehow popped perfectly right away. Hope, 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 hope. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Let's turn off some of these items because we've just been. I don't need to see that much stuff right now. That's a good one to go for. There's an Exalted one there too. Let's go out this way. Alright, will the corruption changes be purely number changes, or will it be a system change also, if that's something you can share? I can't give you details on what's going to happen with corruption, but the monolith itself is getting, how do I say this? What would... Someone who's like never played an ARPG before would probably look at the changes and go, that seems like an awful lot of basically nothing. And anyone who's played a lot of Last Epoch would go, oh my god, that's so huge changes. So they'll be subtle, but very impactful in reality. They'll seem subtle. Okay, but I can't give you details. I'm sorry on what it's gonna look like exactly. There's a lot of frequently requested things that are at least getting addressed. We're not just like blindly saying like, yes, all the things people ask for, just do them. But we have really gone and looked at the feedback that we've been getting and found ways that we think will solve the problems, solve the underlying problems that may not be completely obvious right off the bat. What the problems actually are that are causing things to happen. I know I'm being super vague, and I'm sorry. But they're good. Oh, those are some nice boots, actually. Some really nice boots for trying to. Oh my gosh, run! Mike needs to pay attention to what's going on instead of not. The avalanche! Go! Goodness, these things just mess me up. Why do I pick this timeline? I'm so bad at it. I bet if we like looked back at all of the dev streams and like took stats on how many times I die in different timelines, this would be by far the most. Even though I've played it like 10% as much as the other ones in some cases. Thought I turned my phone notifications off, but I didn't. Someone just replied to me on Reddit. All right, here we go. Oh, just barely out of range. Oh, this is gonna be a jump. It doesn't like the quick tap sometimes. Alright, more questions. Any thought to removing the vendor dialogues and having the vendor interface pop up immediately? I've seen this suggestion a few times. I can't say it's been specifically discussed or anything. The way the system works, those people would never be able to have any dialogue in the current state. Here's the Force with 1 LP on it. I feel like we've been pretty lucky today. Is that am I just like reading into that a bunch? I feel like we've had a pretty good day though. Is this worth trying to slip in for this? Kind of depends what it gets, doesn't it? You know, let's play with it and see what happens. We just lost a bunch of Flame Ward stuff, but we gained one. Oh, there's a bug. It didn't show what was missing. Because we got +1, it didn't show. There's a slight problem. just gonna bring the... Oh no, I got rid of it. Now I'm gonna ruin their build. I hope there wasn't anything... Okay, it'll... I know how it picks. It should pick a high number... Probably didn't pick... It may have picked that one, or it may have picked this one. It may have picked both. It may have been just this one. Let's just go here just in case that was important. I think this is what we want, just for more. The auto targets is actually nice. I do like that. Let's bump that up. We haven't been having mana problems, really. Let's just get more damage, right? Frostwall stuff, area duration. Never go wrong there, right? We don't need to convert it more. Wait, this is the one that it removed from, didn't it? Did I just say the wrong word? Okay, this is the one it removed stuff from. And this one likely removed from this node right here, or possibly this node up here. Let's just go less hit damage. All right, let's get some info. Let's see what's out there. Even though we're just like about to finish the echo, anyways, the timeline. You guys increased the XP required to hit 100, but it's still too fast. Any plans to further increase this from 95 to 100? Would be nice. The first 100. 1.0 isn't done in one day. I haven't seen anything about changes to this. I think where it is right now is pretty good, probably. I do not expect it to go down. I'll say that. If it does change at all, it'll probably go up in the direction you're asking for. But I don't know if it'll change at all. I think I snoozed the first month or two until I finally realized you guys are awesome. Oh, thank you. How you doing, Mike? Excited for LED launch? I am so excited for LED launch. I'm like, it's one of those things that's been coming for a long time. And more than once I've been like, okay, here it is. This is like, you start, it's been such a long time coming. It's such a big part of my life for so long that it's like, it's such a big milestone that you start like putting other things that happen in like perspective, time relative to that. Oh wow, I just got nuked. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, one more try. Is the blessing change going to be character bound or account wide? Oh, nice. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Plus one to static. Do we just ditch it now? Do we ditch it now? Let's see what else it gets. Let's see what else it gets. Just immediately terrible. It's not terrible, but like, not for us. That's funny. Is the blessing change going to be character bound or account wide? I think from the quality of our lives, this game mechanic change. I can't tell if you're like baiting me, like after I just went on that big rant about it. It's going to be it's tied to the timelines, just the way the timelines are right now. So like it's character bound, right? Here's the thing you may not realize: blessings are items. Like this here. This is an item called Winds of Fortune that it has the role of like, what is that, 80% or so, that has been equipped into the blessing slot 1 or blessing slot 0 technically, and it is an item that is equipped. So that item can't be equipped to multiple characters. And it's not like it's like, oh, it's kind of like an item. No, it's literally an item. Alright, second thing, health regen. Sometimes you just don't get super lucky. Sometimes it doesn't work out. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hey Mike, why don't you do some party play? At least solo is a pretty decent state, but in party play I encountered quite some issues while trying to play with friends. I really hope we get smooth multiplayer at launch. We are absolutely working very hard on multiplayer experiences, and it's the main priority for us right now is making sure multiplayer is awesome and smooth and fun and great. Just my opinion here. The arena type echoes are just too long. I would enjoy them much. I would enjoy them much with a few less waves. I would enjoy them more. I assume with a few less waves. I need to complete the echo. Cool. When completing echoes, we gain increased XP and drop quality. What about some? I already got that apparently. Just looking at the corner of my eye, I can just see the physical shape of it. What about some more gold drop too? Gold is actually one of the like one of the rewards specifically you can get from the like one of the echo rewards that you can get is a bunch of gold. So it's pretty unlikely that we'd add that as an extra piece. It's also just like an extend. It's also just extra drop rate as well. So like we might as well just put more drop rate, you know? Because gold does directly relate to items, right? So like, I don't know. I'd say it's pretty unlikely that would happen. When in the story do we get to exterminate the Wingary from time and space so I can stop having them in my echoes? You know, I feel like as the heroes of the story, genocide might not be the best example of a positive impact on the universe that you'd be having. Just my thoughts on the matter. You mentioned a couple patches ago that you are working on a bigger patch with bug fixes. Any ETA on that? No. My Void Knight fixed, so I can start farming with it again. I'd be surprised if there was a timeline on that before it comes out. Someone was like shooting at me. I guess it was just like, oh, it's this. Lovely. Oh, I've just dropped Ravenous Void in a regular monolith. Awesome. It was a very rare drop from Elder Gaspar. It's both. Yeah, Ravenous Void is a random drop. It's just really rare. Alright, here we go. Let me just stand in your ball of death while it rotates around you. Research! Getting it done. Hey, same thing as last time. That's funny.
Of many pockets.
We don't need another one. Fools! Fools! Do we have more chance to get 3 or 4 LP from an item in a higher level zone? Yes. Or are the chances the same everywhere? The only thing that currently affects the chance to have, like, so given an item that's dropping, so there's a unique item that's like in the process of dropping onto the ground, and you're like, I wonder how many LP that item's gonna have when it drops. The only thing that affects that item from having more or less LP is the level of the zone you're standing in at the moment that it drops. So if you're in an area level that says in the top right corner 100, that is the highest chance to have an item that is currently dropping to be legendary potential. Corruption does currently have a limited indirect impact on your chance to receive LP items, in the fact that you are dropping more items, so there's more cracks at it. But the like, if you drop 1,000 uniques at 0 corruption and 1,000 uniques at 5,000 corruption, the LP distribution will be the same. It'll just go a lot faster. High corruption. Right now, that's the way it works. Alright, for the vendor dialogue thing, you could have it to where control or shift clicking them takes you to the vendor screen right away, while clicking them normally will still show dialogue, kind of like PoE does it. You don't have a suggestions legacy channel in here. I do not have a suggestions legacy channel in here. I just don't write anything down from in here. Alright, I actually noticed pretty substantial drop in loading time in Lightless Arbor after last patch. Was something you guys rolled out, or am I crazy? I have no idea, I'm sorry. Okay, now one suggestion. I really love item hunt and LE uniques are really build finding, but that font showcase is somehow bland. Could you maybe animate the font icons? Well, the like and showcase is somehow blank. Oh, you mean like the on the ground, like this thing here? The drop item tooltips on the ground, not the ones that show up on the actual like item tooltips, but the drop item labels are very intentionally pretty unassuming, because they need to when there's a lot of them on the ground, they need to kind of disappear. You need to be able to see through them, see past them, and just like keep playing. Big jump here, and like keep playing without looking at them. Really, they need to just be something that you can just look through, look past. And part of that is they kind of have to be a little less wow factor. With the items that are more like uniques and things like that, we do try and put a little bit of a pizzazz on them with the ground effects, the sound effect, and the map icon, things like that. But probably not. If you're talking about the font in here, the font in here is getting updated. It actually was updated internally already, and it looks so much better. Scroll past a lot there. So if there was more people that are putting, if you're not putting at Last Epoch game in the question, please put at Last Epoch game in the question, and I'll be happy to answer it. And if I skipped a question, just ask it again, and I'll pop back to it. But I'm pretty far behind, probably. Any plans to have options to not do the campaign again every cycle if you already did it once? We do not have a plan for that at the moment. The campaign is, and we're still working on the details on first playthrough per cycle differences in dungeons. So something that a lot of people don't know is the dungeons do provide a campaign skip. And if you're playing online, you can also just simply ask someone to pop you to the end of time and you're good to go. But like if you're playing solo, we do plan to maintain the current system where you must complete like the character leveling process is through the campaign. You don't have to complete the whole campaign, but the character leveling process pre-end game is campaign. It's not it's not just like straight into echoes from level 1. Thought they'd get there faster. They didn't. Yeah. Here we go. More questions. Hi everyone. Hello. How you doing? How's it going? Hang out. Grab a couple of beers. Have a couple of laughs. Get together. There it is. Yeah. Hang out. Hang out. Get together. We'll have a couple of laughs. Something like that. I should be focusing on this thing, shouldn't I? I'm just like attacking the enemies that's spawning like an idiot. Like, why is this taking so long? Because I'm not focus firing the thing I'm supposed to be focus firing. Alright. Oh, we're still 50 stability short. I definitely thought this was the one that unveils space, not resets everything. I just didn't read. I just like didn't read it. Oh, you know what? You know what's right here? Look what's right here. You know, we should just be going to that. What is the best source to get gold? Play high level content. Also, will there be craftable shards to be able to put into gear for more gold drop occurrence? No. Hard no. That will not happen. I can like usually I'm so hesitant to like give absolute answers on things. No. Alright, is there a limit to max ward? It seems to go to about 60, 65k and resets to 0. Resets to 0? That's insane. If your ward is like without taking damage, resetting from some high number to 0, that is absolutely a bug, and you should definitely report it. Ward should go up to something like 2 trillion before it has a problem. Yeah. Ward is theoretically infinite, so there are no hard limiters set in place. There's no point where it says like if ward is above some max ward value, do something. No, that never happens. It just there's no checks to see if it gets too high. There's no anything. You just go have fun, make it as high as you want. Because it drains, like your ward goes down faster the more ward you have. It's a natural limiter. So like even if you're getting the only way you could keep getting more ward past some sort of natural stopping point is if the rate you were generating ward at was relative to the ward you had, which we're very careful not to put in the game. Alright, can we make unlocking empowered monos account-wide each season? It's so painful doing it for 18 characters. I... no, but... there was something about this recently. I can't remember what it was. No, but not completely no. I don't know how to say it. There was something I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what we decided on this, because there's something we changed recently in the design for this, and I can't remember what it was. It's not just an account wide unlock though. I know that. But yeah, the empowered unlock on follow-up characters, it does, we agree it takes too long and needs to be fixed, but having that be a just account-wide unlock is not the solution to that problem that we want. So this is a great example of what I was talking about earlier, actually, about how there's like feedback on a problem and usually comes with a like the air quotes obvious solution, not taking my hands and mouse off the keyboard, but the solution doesn't quite do what we want it to do, so we're looking at the problem and trying to solve the problem instead of looking at the suggested solution. So if you are giving feedback, and like, just a general note on how to give good feedback, not positive feedback, but high quality feedback, because you can have high quality negative feedback, absolutely, most of it is, and one way that you can help improve your feedback, if you'd like, is by putting it in the format of when X happens, I feel Y. So describe situation. I was going through leveling my 18th character, and I got to the point where I was unlocking the empowered monoliths for my 18th character, and it felt really bad because it felt like it took too long. It felt like I was just doing something that was not exciting, that my character was over leveled for. Maybe it was, I felt like I was having to repeat easy content, and I was going through the motions of ticking some boxes on some easier content, and it didn't feel very good or something like that. It doesn't imply a specific solution, but does give good detailed information on what was happening, how you felt, and why you think you felt that way. That's the type of feedback we love. And it's fine to have suggestions on how to fix things. I'm not saying don't ever do that. Just the feedback we generally find the most useful and are able to take and use and actually do something with is in that format. Oh, Mike, keep your eye on the prize. Oh, something was just eating my ward there for a second. Yeah. Didn't quite line that up the way I wanted it to, but it's still cool. Okay, more questions. With how the ward system works, which I really like, by the way, do you guys plan on trying to limit how much ward people can have? I mean, yes, but the way we already do it, it naturally limits itself. Since while, yeah, it doesn't have a cap, technically, I feel like it should have harder diminishing returns than it currently has from the ward retention system. Yeah, that's possibly true. I don't know. Ooh. What are we rocking now? Just a real solid, good stats helmet. Is the fire res important for us? It's not. We could do without that fire res. But armor, vitality, intelligence. The mana spent gained as ward probably is a critical part of this build. And that's a prefix, right? Yeah. So we could tack that on here. Let's go with a bunch of fire res we don't need. We just said that. Maybe we're trying to massage. Let's have a quick crafting break. See if we can do anything cool with these. I don't think we can because I don't have the shards for it. Yeah. There's some cool stuff there, but I don't really think that's. Can we just like get super lucky? I feel like the mana spent gained as ward is a really important part of this build. Because it's basically cats. Yeah, I don't know if any of that's actually an upgrade or not. Still a cool item. Still a very cool item. Okay, another suggestion. All right, let's hear it. I'm just gonna drop off. Actually, no, you know what? Here are some cool gloves. No, I want discovery. Should armor? No, thank you. Block effectiveness? No, thank you. Scissors is fine. I do like Eliris more. Yeah, we're gonna use those. We're gonna use those for sure. Let's see what we get. We gotta get a key first, though, don't we? All right, this is gonna be a sweet fight. This is the we're gonna do this fight. This is a Shade of Orbis fight. It's gonna bump up our corruption quite a bit, actually, which is sweet. Do we have another timeline that's super corrupted? Someone put the slash ends in wrong. Oh, that's funny. The slash ends supposed to be the other slash, I guess. Yeah, that's funny. Alright, another suggestion. I think current arena endgame is somehow uninteresting. I mean, testing the character limit is great, but execution is somehow not interesting. I was thinking maybe you could fuse arena into some kind of tower climb system. I mean, okay, just like thematically add the tower in there, which more focus on boss encounters and good rewards at checkpoints. Idea is nothing new, but hey, I think the arena could use an update. Yeah, I mean that's basically what the arena, the limited arena does. There's like you do the first version of it, and it goes through, and there's a boss at the end. You get to the checkpoint, you get a bunch of rewards. Then you go to tier 2, and you go through the arenas, and then you have a boss at the end, and you get a bunch of gear, and it's a checkpoint. Like that is yes. Definitely, sure. I know you guys are obviously focused on the upcoming launch. Does he spawn right away or do I have a second? If I just don't move, he might not spawn. Okay, cool. But what would it take for there to be some serious talk around bringing the game to console? At 1.0, $100 million. Apologies if you answered this before 1,000 times before. The game looks awesome, by the way. Hope you guys have an amazing success with the launch. We don't have time to make a console launch for 1.0. We do not have the time. There's even like when I say this, even if we dropped literally everything right now, we just said, okay, we're gonna launch 0.92 as 1.0, but we're also gonna do consoles. We just like cut every feature that we've been working on, and it's just exactly what we have now that's locked in, which is not a lot's actually locked in yet. And we just went straight to hard switch to console, everything now to 1.0. It's not enough time. We don't have enough time. Like that would come with another 6-month push as well. Like if we hard switched 100% of the company and delayed it by 6 months, that would be a huge stretch. I don't think we could do it. Like it's so far out of the realm of possibility. No, I'm sorry. I just want to be so super clear on this. Like it's just not happening. We do want to go bring the game to console eventually. Consoles are have been part of our plan for a long time now, and we will be making a console version of the game eventually. It will not be a 1.0 thing. I'm sorry. I know it's frustrating for a lot of people who like see something like this and it's sort of the like, well, obviously it'll be on console. Oh my god, it's not? Why? And there's like oh, there's no good reason. It's got controller support. It must be easy to just do. But like we haven't started it at all. We have no relationship with Microsoft or Sony. You know, like I mean, I talked to one of the Ada devs from the Microsoft team at Gamescom for 10 minutes a month ago. Like that's probably the extent of it at this point. It's just too, yeah. Sorry, I haven't answered this question a lot lately. I don't know what it is, but like there's a few posts I have on Reddit that are like really old, and every once in a while someone will just like show up to them and be like, "Oh my god, console release is coming," and I'm like, No, my post says they're not coming. So, full answer, console release, eventually someday, definitely not by 1.0. The full line is, once 1.0 launches, we're going to have a meeting to decide which consoles we eventually start going to. Like, we haven't even picked which consoles we want yet. I think we lucked out with this one. It's a pretty easy one to dodge everything. But I'll take it. Hey, 1 LP after 1 LP after these mom. Love to see it. Very cool. That's a fun item. And like we have controller support, and like the game is built in an engine that does have, you know, export to console functionality built into it. So like, you know, it's not like completely like this forever feature or anything like that, but like we just haven't started it. When will the CTs be getting access to 1.0 content? I don't have that information. I don't know. I'm sorry. I also wouldn't be able to tell you if I did. I'm sorry.
This is a mercy. Shatter.
we are they will be getting access to content before for the 1.0 release, and you know they'll be helping us
This is a mercy.
balance things and bug test stuff
Do not stand in my way.
before it comes out. So you know it's
Shatter.
pretty good quality. I hope is the plan.
This is a mercy.
Oh no!
Do
Oh
not
no!
stand in my way. This is a mercy.
Next question: can I do it? Build your orb.
Do not stand in my
Those pillars are supposed to block those.
This is a mercy.
Even if it's a year out from now, that would be dope. Give us hope for console plebs. Clean a symbol. Yeah, like I should have read that earlier. There's definitely hope for consoles. It's just not anytime soon, and definitely not 1.0.
This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way. Shatter. This is a mercy. Do not stand in my way. This is a mercy. Do not stand
Oh,
in
no.
my way.
It's really not liking that tap right now.
Behold the rage of winter. Shatter. This is a mercy.
Usually it's fine with it.
Do not stand in my way.
Oh yeah, right. Gotta keep the movement skill primed for that. I need that.
Shatter. This is a
With
mercy.
how we can
Do
currently,
not stand
Okay,
in
let's-
my way.
I assume the next word is target. Currently target farm uniques, which is super nice. Are there any plans on making?
This is a mercy. Do not stand.
Thank you, someone. You have terrible timing, and I appreciate you.
Rise, my fallen champions. Aid me. This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way.
Yes, get off there. Thank you.
This is a mercy.
Try and bait him out to the center of the arena a little bit.
Do not stand in my way. Come.
Oh, no!
sons of Artor, aid me.
I'm in the middle of answering a question here. I'm in the middle of reading a question here.
This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way.
Oh gosh, I thought he was going that way. I misread the animation.
This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way.
Oh my god, what is going on here? No!
This is a mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way.
I have zero expectations of success at this point.
Mercy. Shatter. Do not stand in my way.
don't know if something's still alive out there. That was nuts. Not quite sure how we survived that. Our cold res is way overcapped. We don't need this cold res. We can do something else. Armor's probably just the best choice here. Simply because we got a lot of it. Ooh. Nice 1 LP version. I'll take that. I don't know what was going on there. I was just losing it, but we got it. Okay, with how we can currently target farm uniques, which is super nice, are there any plans on making giving something similar to target farming exalted items for certain slots? I know we already have the blessings, but I feel like a lot more passive if that makes sense, since you're not going somewhere and seeing something specific that gives you positive feedback that it's working like unique echoes do. I mean, the exalted echoes do the exact same thing, so that, I think. Right. Are there any major balance changes coming to? Oh, like so yes, the echo type that already exists for exactly what you're asking for, and both of the factions will add this as well. So yes. Are there any major balance changes coming to set uniques prior to release, like buffs or nerfs? I mean, there are many buffs and nerfs coming to several various set and unique items with every major patch. So yes. The rework to the functionality of how sets exist in our overarching item ecosystem is not complete and will not be ready for 1.0. So it's just 100, and it's like already cleared super far down. That's super awesome. We can just go fight another shade. Yeah. 38, 53. Let's go fight this shade. Bump up the corruption, right? Bump up the jam. Will the cycle system have new mechanics as well as make it interesting, like with PoE leagues or Diablo seasons? Yes. We're adding a huge item faction system for the first one. I don't know if I'm the only one. Probably not. But I think the arena echoes last a little too long compared to... I feel like I've already read this. Other echo types. Could you reduce the number of waves necessary to finish the echo? We have no plans for doing that at the time. But if you'd like to submit a suggestion to be considered, please do so with on the suggestion forums. Because I don't write anything down from the streams. Oh my goodness. I'll warn you that we've had this discussion internally a few times, and you're gonna have to submit a better reason than they take longer than the other ones to consider reducing that number. Right. How long has the game been in EA? Oof, a long time actually. And it's a lot of it's to do with the game like changing so heavily in the like scope. Yeah, like scope changing so heavily so many times. Over the years type thing. So like when we first started the game and started Kickstarter, like there were some lofty goals for sure, but I don't think we expected it to be quite at this stage. Definitely wasn't expected to be this stage pre-launch. So we set some unrealistic timelines initially. But yeah, we've been basically in early access since like the very beginning of development, and like you can there's some videos on YouTube. There was one recently that came out showing what it was like on our first public release compared to now and all the ones in between. It's come a long way. Like full time in early access, we're rounding 6 years pretty close now. Probably 5 years actually. 5 and a bit. Because Kickstarter was 2018, right? Question mark? And that was the first like proper public build. What I would call like actually early access. Steam launch wasn't for like a year and a half after that though, maybe 2 years even. People. Yes, if you have a question for me, please ping me in the question so I see it and answer it. Because I only read the comments that have at Last Epoch game in the comments. Because I'm the worst. Oh, we went to Steam April 30th, 2019. That was the first early access version. Okay, so that was about a year after the Kickstarter. When the so yeah, like officially early access on Steam, but 4 years, 4.5 years. But like publicly available demo to try, longer. Curious what you think about that LE dev. I feel many core ARPG players want to go as fast as possible. But many, like definitely the guy, find that pace of play unfun as core power goal. This feels like it's been translated. That's what I'm guessing, but I'm not sure. I think what it's asking is people who don't like going full zoom mode. Do we have any consideration for that? I guess the answer is yes. I would like just look at what's happening here. Is sort of the expected zoom level. There are some builds that go a little faster for sure, and I'm not the fastest player, especially while trying to keep up with chat and everything. But we definitely don't. We intend for combat to be a little bit more on the deliberate side. That's the best way to put it. See a bunch of people reacting to me somehow completing Huron, I think. Yep, because I'm the worst, but we got it done. Alright, are the cycles and leagues going to have at least eventually new interesting mechanics with them? You know how PoE and Diablo has? I think it's a repeat question. Or do you have some sort of interesting ideas for it yourself? I mean, yes, there are. We have many things that the cycles and leagues are going to bring to the game mechanically, and new features that get added every single time a new cycle starts. Yes, and 1.0 will be the start of that. Item factions are going to be pretty massive. I'm seeing this like it's really interesting because sometimes this gets brought up from both sides very strongly, where it's like, well, obviously item factions are the first cycle and that makes sense and it's going to be awesome, and that doesn't count. What are you talking about? That's not a cycle. That doesn't count. So depending on if you think it counts or not, yes, 1.0 will be the first one. Hi, Mike. Do you plan to re-enable Masochist for 1.0 or in the future? Kinda. Technically, no. Practically, yes. The optional hard mode that Masochist was providing is awesome. The way it was doing it conflicted with a few of our systems, and we couldn't have it sit as it was in game long term. So 1.0 will not literally have Masochist mode, but 1.0 will have Masochist mode. For having a challenge from the start, like doing Grim Dawn or Torchlight 2 in their biggest difficulty on fresh characters can be very fun. I agree. Please don't nerf Boardman's Legacy set for Primeless. We won't nerf it. I don't think. I don't think it needs a nerf. Will cycles in the future? I should probably follow this up with Shaman in general needs some love. That set is very focused around Shaman. And with the extension that we've given to 1.0, there will be a little bit of love put Shaman's way. They've got a tempest of problems, and like we just need to let that storm rage out of control a little bit more, but like in a good way. All right. Will cycles in the future be designed in mind with possibility going to core, or is it like D4, make a season and then remove the mechanic after the season ends? Okay, so initially, all of the cycle mechanics will be immediately included in core, and they as we go on, we'll shift a little bit. To some cycle mechanics being immediately in core, some of them being delayed into core, some of them maybe eventually at some point even not going to core, but by default the assumption is that if we're putting it into a cycle, it should be going to core. If initially immediately, and by immediately I mean like February 21st, core will have all the cycle mechanics from 1.0. And that's mostly because the initial things we're releasing as cycle mechanics were things that, like, if we could go sit in a time capsule for a few years and make 1.0 be literally whatever we wanted 1.0 to be, they'd be included in that. So let's do another shade. I'm feeling shade butt kicky right now. And yeah, so the cycles, initially the cycle mechanics will just be, here you go, have fun, to everyone, because they are more core type things. Nice. I love the visual effects of them aiming. I've got to remember to hold it for like just an extra frame. There we go. Just the slightly longer fart. You win this round, Shade. You win this round. All right. Wait a second. How do I empower the monolith for 100? I beat all the 90s to the end. There is an object right here. Go touch it. Monetization plan similar to PoE's. Similar but not the same. So similar being they do not have a box price. We do have a box price. So like there's an initial $35 to purchase the game. PoE is free to begin with. PoE does monetize some light convenience factors, is the best way to put it. So things like more stash tabs, a few of the little things that they do monetize that are sort of like indirectly gameplay reliant, but not like hugely. Whereas because we have a box price included in the game, we don't monetize any of those things. So like the big difference is that like you have to buy stash tabs with real money in PoE, but you buy our stash tabs with in-game gold. So it's like once you've kind of got that, there's sort of like a set of things. If you talk to a lot of PoE players, they'll frequently say, "Oh, there's like a minimum number of NTX stuff you need to buy in order to have the game feel proper," and it ends up being a really similar price to just our sticker price. So it's sort of like it's kind of the same thing. And then then we do pure cosmetic microtransactions. So there's I can show you what it looks like. Here's our shop. There's supporter packs and there are cosmetics. They are purely cosmetic. You can see the other categories of things that aren't in the shop yet. Here's the tab for things, so there'll also be skills, too many pets, portal, profile image, profile frame. That's stuff that goes up here in multiplayer, and all of your gear slots, and a back slot as well, and a footprint slot as well, and a couple effects for your pets as well. But yeah, that's entirely cosmetic. There's no mechanical features whatsoever, which is the same as the vast majority of PoE cosmetics, microtransactions. So yes, extremely similar monetization to PoE, but not quite the same. Sorry, man, that question was referring to another... Oh, I don't know what the other question was referring to. If I missed a question, or one was referring to another one, can you bundle it all together in one nice sweet question package and hand that to me, and I'll be happy to answer it. But yeah, just to be clear, we won't sell convenience or power ever. That is a very strong requirement, whereby the only difference between someone who has spent $35 and someone who spent $100 is the person who spent $100 has some flashy MTX that looks real cool, and they got some custom pet flying around them that's like sweet, and a epic portal that opens up and it's awesome. You know, and like maybe their fireball is blue instead of red, or I don't know, but like it's purely visual stuff. Are you guys doing cycle content? I feel like I've answered that already, so I'm just gonna skip over it again. Hey Kane, you never said I had to be subtle. Are you guys working on updating the older classes' passive trees more in line with how incredible the Rune Masters is? We are. What we like to say is that every skill is on the list of the rework list, the updates list, the cool new stuff that's going to get added to it list. There's just some things that are really far down that list because it's a long list, you know. And so we are. We're constantly updating the game, adding new things to it, and fixing like bugs is a really important part of that. Updating old content is also a really important part of that, because we do want every class to feel awesome and fun and unique. We will be at 1.0. There won't be many changes. There won't be many overhauls for older skills at 1.0. There will be a couple for really egregious offenders, like long-term egregious offenders of problematic skills. But it'll be pretty limited to the worst of the worst for 1.0 changes. After that, we will continue to, like every patch will have some number of like updates to old skills that'll come with them. I will say as well that the complexity level of Rune Master is likely to stay as the highest complexity class in our game for quite a while. We do very intentionally have a variety of complexities across our different classes and build options and things like that. And we do frequently like say, hey, we need an option that's like got a lot to do here. We need an option that's, you know, maybe a little bit more on the lazy side, or you know, like we need an option that's like we try and build in options for people who have different playstyles, which I mean, yeah, it's pretty standard thing to do. um,
My chains return.
we got there.
Lots of yours.
Took us a little bit. We had a little detour, but no, we got there. No problem. I'm getting more experience. Want that XP? Give me. So yeah, it's we Runemaster is situated as the highest complexity class, and at 1.0 will still be the highest complexity class. It may be unseated at some point, but it is designed intentionally as the highest complexity class in the game. That's not to say there's not like cool, complex, and fun interactions that happen outside of it, and that it doesn't itself have simpler interactions as well. All those things happen as well. But like, I don't want people to get their hopes up on Warlock having something as intense as the rune system that's there. I don't want people to get their hopes up on us adding something as intense as the rune system to like Shaman, for example, in that rework. We do really want there to be interesting and unique and engaging mechanics for each one of these classes to use and have fun with, but they don't necessarily need to be 41 skills on a single button complex. I hope that helps. Hi Mike, did you have a plan to make corruption a more impactful choice to feel more and faster risk-reward effect to it via special item or something instead of a 0.5% effect per corruption? I don't know, maybe 2 or 3%. Through an item, no. Just in general, yes. The monolith currently has a bit of a problem in that someone can say, hey, this build is good for 5,000 corruption. And that could be true. But if you pick anything other than very specific things in the monolith, that 5,000 corruption build will fall apart so fast. And so we want to normalize the danger, the difficulty, the achievementedness. That's the word, right? Of saying I have this character up to X corruption, where we can say it's more of a benchmark, more of a consistent thing, saying that like any two builds that say, hey, I can do 5,000 corruption, which won't be a thing for a while, hopefully, or won't be a thing again for a while, hopefully, and yeah, they'll be more like, hey, this build can achieve 300 corruption. Oh, this build can achieve 500 corruption, and you can say like, okay, well, you can tell a more clear picture of how powerful those two builds are overall, just based on the number of corruption that they're comfortable doing. All right. Right now, each class. I think it's each class. Not a leech class. Is lich. Oh, it is lich class. Lich class is about turning into lich, and that's it. Any plan to give more options and other transformation? Maybe no. The lich will not get another transformation ability. Having said that, they do. I do agree that they are lacking a little bit of oomph in their options. I think it really needs. I think it really needs a another melee ability. Actually, that would be the first thing I would add to Lich. I would pull one of the abilities out of its mastery and bring it into the base class, and I would give it another melee ability. And beef up. It needs some passive changes as well. That whole thing I just described is not a preview of what's to come in 1.0. I just want to be clear. That is me saying if I had time and completely free hand to do whatever I wanted, that's what would happen. And I'm not saying it's the best thing to do either, at all. There's a very good reason that I don't have a free hand to do what I want. Have you ever considered adding in normalization for monster type selection per echo? Some echoes are made hard simply because it has all the dangerous mobs all at once. There already are things like that in place. So yes. Don't let King control you, leak everything. No. Are you like... Are you like Mark GGG / Neon? Are you the numbers guy? I am... No. I'm not... There's a bunch of us that do things like that, but I would not presume to be the most in depth with the specific adjustments that we make now. We frequently have discussions on specific balance changes in a larger design meeting where there's more than just one voice. I'm sure GGG does it the same way, but or like a similar way, and because leaving it all up to one person, I think, would be a lot of undue pressure and responsibility on that one person. Well, maybe they're just that awesome. There's about 6 of us, 7 of us that are usually hanging out, talking and discussing these changes that need to be made. Someone will be like, "Oh, I want to make this. I want this change to happen. I think this is a good example of a number to be for it." Someone else will be like, "That's too high. Or, that's too low." We talk it out, discuss it a little bit. Or someone will be like, "Well, I mean, that's a good thing to try and fix, but I think changing this stat would fix it better because it wouldn't impact this other thing, or it would impact that other thing." Like it's, yeah. And I swear that was not just like a transcript from our last design meeting with some details taken out. Kinda was. A Death Knight class would be cool. Death Knight with a K class would be even cooler. Oh, we're at time. Okay, I'm gonna power out if there's any more questions here. I am like right at the bottom. Oh my goodness! I wasn't super far behind today. That's wonderful. There are also Death Knights that you can summon with the Necromancer, by the way. Is mob density going to be adjusted again at all for 1.0? Yeah, there's like adjustments for mob density happen all the time. I don't think there's like a huge change coming for 1.0 for it, but hey, there's tweaks here and there that'll be happening. Yeah, generally it's been on the trajectory going up. I have made it to the end. Hey, look at that. If I missed one of your questions, you got like 30 seconds to re-ask it while I figure out what I'm going to do here. But that was a great stream. I had a ton of fun. We got through a few bosses. I hope you enjoyed yourself too. I'll be back here again, same time, same place next week, and with more cool stuff to share. If I didn't answer your question and you'd like to ask it, or you think of something down the road, please feel free to head on over to our Discord. We have an Ask the Devs channel, or if it's just a general like question for the community, you might know there's an Ask the Community channel too. They have lots of very knowledgeable people that hang on there frequently. There's also forums and Reddit and other social media platforms that people hang out on. All sorts of stuff. Yeah. Let's grab this. Let's go say hi to Aaron. See how he's doing. Aaron's been very active member of our community and streamer and YouTuber, all sorts of stuff for quite a while with us, and just hit a milestone. So he's doing a stream for his 40,000 subscriber on YouTube milestone, and I think he's doing some giveaways and some cool stuff there. So check it out. Maybe you can win something fun. All right. Have a great time. We'll see you next time. Have fun.